Hey guys, it's Nick here. Some of you might have been following me for years. Others might have just discovered me. I want to give you some insights into how I went from an inexperienced, natural bodybuilder to competing and completing my first competition prep, to then winning my first show, to then turning pro. It's an unbelievable feeling. The journey, the trials, the tribulations, to go from that first young little chap stepping on stage for the very first time to then winning my pro card and stepping on the international stage. This is a 15-minute video. If you want that quick dopamine release, then this is probably not the video for you. If you can't watch this entire video, then you're probably not ready for the bodybuilding stage. So with that being said, let's dive straight into it. What is going on? Welcome back to the video. So let's take a trip down memory lane. I first picked up a barbell over a decade ago when I first joined the gym. I literally had no clue what I was doing, and literally it was just me going after it and not really having a real plan whatsoever. It was just proper vibes and protein powder that was getting me through those workouts, and probably copious amounts of caffeine and pre-workout. Remember that first time you tried that first pre-workout that would knock your head off and knock your socks off? Fast forward a few years, I signed up for my first show and I was completely underprepared, and I really didn't have much of a clue or any idea what I was doing. But you know what? I did it anyway. It wasn't pretty, that's for sure, but it was at the start of something that I would further develop into one of the true passions of mine. Now, over a decade later, after a bunch of shows, 13 to be precise, a few wins, and eventually winning my pro card, I built a system that works, one that I wish I had all those years ago. This whole video is about showing you how I went from being the clueless guy to becoming a pro, and how you can follow a much smoother path and ensure that you don't make those mistakes that I made all those years ago. All right, let's jump into the mistakes that I made back when I first started, because the reality is I've made all of them. I thought more cardio meant more fat loss, so I was doing hours of it. You know, hours on the Stairmaster, numerous amounts of steps, countless steps on the treadmill. I thought I had to eat also the cleanest diet ever. You know, the plainest food, no seasoning, no sauces, none of that. And honestly, I believed that prep had to be super challenging. I believed that you had to feel awful for it to actually be effective and for it to actually be working. I trained 7 days a week, pushing myself to the absolute brink and going nowhere. And even sometimes doing double sessions in a day, which now looking back on it seems completely ridiculous. It's no wonder I felt burnt out at that stage. You know, when I finally started using a structured, smart plan, things all of a sudden clicked. That's a huge reason why I do what I do now, so you don't have to waste all those years like I did. So, if you're thinking and watching this and thinking, yeah, I think that sounds a bit like me, then this is definitely a program and something that you should try. If you've been trained for a while, you're consistent, and you're just spinning your wheels with no real plan, no idea how to prep properly, then this is exactly the support that you need. Take Lockie for example. He dropped over 20 kilos across his contest prep, and that didn't happen by chance. That was strategy. It was a strategic, structured approach with consistency dialed into a T. And the best part is, he still lived life. We didn't crash diet or punish him. He just followed the plan, and we got into unbelievable shape. As you can see, got absolutely shredded in that contest prep. If you want to step on stage but don't know where to start, then this is absolutely for you. Now, on the flip side, this probably isn't for you if you're chasing a quick fix. That's the thing. Natural bodybuilding, contest preparation, it's not a quick fix whatsoever. So if that is what you're seeking, this is absolutely not for you. If you want instant abs with no effort, or if the idea of tracking food or getting feedback makes you cringe, then honestly, this may not be your thing. That's not a dig. Just reality is, Some people just aren't ready for this level of commitment, and that is absolutely okay. But if you're all in, coachable, and willing to follow a plan, then the results could be next level, could be insane, and I can't wait to work with you if that's the case. All right, so let's clear a few things up. You don't need to live in a cave and eat plain chicken five times a day to get shredded. Prep doesn't mean isolation. I've prepped through birthdays, social events, weekends away, and so have many clients. Me personally, last year through my contest prep, I went on family holidays, I went for meals out, I had my birthday, numerous events, but that didn't stop me. That absolutely didn't stop me from getting the results that I wanted to reach and achieve. I use flexible dieting. We plan ahead. We keep life happening while the body is dialing in. It's structured over restriction. You don't have to give up your life to get in the best shape of it. Man, those early days, I was training hard, but directionless. That second photo there, I remember absolutely killing myself to get in unbelievable shape just so I could go to Europe as a 21-year-old with abs. I followed bro splits I saw online, ate whatever was clean, in quotation marks clean, and just assumed more equals better, but that couldn't be further from the truth. When I finally did my first show, I looked okay. I mean, I would say I was in the best shape of my life at that point in time, but I was underdone, didn't know how to peak. Posing was awkward, as you can see by these pictures. And backstage, I truly felt like a rookie and like I was out of place. But that first show, that lit a fire. I knew I could do better, and I just had to figure out how. After that first comp, I basically became a student of the sport. I wanted to learn every single nuance that there was. I was asking anyone in the gym. I was reaching out to forums online, asking people, what different methods they're going about in their training, scouring the internet and finding the best ideas possible. I started to track things properly, lifts, macros, steps. I learned how to adjust training and nutrition week to week based on the feedback that I was giving or receiving from my body. I worked with coaches, studied recovery, and built out a real system. Each show, I got better. I wasn't guessing anymore. I was refining the approach that I was putting my body through. That's when I shifted from being just a gym rat to being a serious competitor and knowing that this is something that I want to be doing in the longer term. So, let's save you some time. Stop doing what doesn't work. Stop starving yourself. Stop punishing yourself with cardio. Stop training like a maniac with no plan. I know how frustrating it is to work hard and see no results because I've lived it. I've been there. I've done that. But once I built a real framework and started training and eating with a purpose, everything had changed. That's what I'm going to walk you through, how to prep properly and bring your best physique to stage. That's ultimately what I want to do for you, is I want to cut out all the bullshit. I want to make sure that you get to stage in the best condition and shape possible. Eventually, it paid off. After almost a decade, I won my pro card. That moment, standing there with the medal, the trophy, the card, the pro card, the elusive pro card, knowing the work that went into it, surreal, unbelievable feeling. The next step, fast forward, competing internationally. That's when I further realized the details matter even more. The tan, the posing, the peak week, the stress management, all of it coming together to bring the best package possible to the world stage. An unbelievable experience, achievement for myself to be stepping on that world stage in Boston in 2024 at WMBF Worlds. Incredible. Words actually can't put in, how incredible that was. Over 400 competitors from 60 different countries. Incredible being backstage and knowing that I'm just a little fish in a big pond here. Now, I help others dial in the same way. From the first show nerves to stage ready execution, that's the system I use with all of my clients. So with that being said, I put everything together all the lessons, all the wins, all the setbacks into what I call the Hannah Pro program. This is something I've been working at meticulously over the better part of a decade. It covers training, nutrition, posing, mindset, comp day strategy, all of it. It's not just theory, it's what I've lived. It's what I've used to prep myself and dozens of my clients, first timers, returners, and everyone in between. I know it works, and I want to help as many people as possible and spread the word about how great natural bodybuilding is. And right now, I'm offering some of these programs for free because I want more people to get this and get it right from the start. Let's talk food, because this is where most people go wrong. I used macro-based nutrition so it fits your lifestyle. We adjust things as prep progresses. Start with more food, taper gradually with no big shock to the system. Absolutely no crash dieting whatsoever. Meals are satisfying, easy to prep, and tailored to your digestion and preferences. Something as nuanced as the fact that everyone's schedule is totally different. Some people are training first thing in the morning. Some people are training late at night. Some people do night shift. Everyone's schedule is different to each other. So with that being said, what I do with all of my clients is we map it out from a timeline and time perspective as to when your meals should be eaten, macros throughout all those meals, carb timing, pre, post, intra-workout to ensure that you're training as effectively and as efficiently as possible. I have no quote-unquote clean food only rule, no starving, just smart, sustainable structure that fits everyone's lifestyle. Training during a prep isn't about flogging yourself. It's about precision. It's not about flicking the switch and changing everything that you've done during the off season. It's absolutely not about doing, lightweight high reps. Absolutely not. We're not changing everything that built the muscle during a off season phase. We use a top set, back off set approach, recovery strategies, and adjust volume accordingly. It's about preserving that strength, improving our weak points, and managing fatigue throughout the process, which is super underutilized. You can't be driving yourself into the ground and expecting that you're going to prep successfully. You don't need to train every day. Absolutely not. In fact, not one of my clients trains 7 days a week. You need to train with purpose. Smart training wins, not just more training. So look, if you're thinking that sounds like a dream, it's absolutely not. It's real, and I've seen it work with dozens and dozens of my clients. As we've said, Lockie has lost over 20 kilos in his contest prep. Nick dropped 10 kilos in 10 weeks to get in unbelievable shape, and post that, he was able to transition into a surplus phase and put on another couple kilos in a matter of 10 weeks and looked in unbelievable shape. Buff's recomping and looking insane, and I can't wait for him to step on stage in 2026. Our Waleed, his back is absolutely blown up through virtue of our training and specific training to target that back, and he's made some unreal progress. They weren't pros, they were coachable, and they just trusted the process and have been unbelievable to work with. The reality is, this could be you. Alright, so here's the deal. If you're stuck, unsure, spinning your wheels, let's change that. If you want to bring your best ever physique to stage, I'll show you exactly how. We'll map it out together. No guesswork, no stress. We map things out through virtue of a timeline, a roadmap, so you know exactly if you're on track or if you're not on track, and we can adjust things accordingly on a week by week basis. What are the little, roadmap and timeline? What are the little blockers that we need to get through each and every week? We can make that happen, and we make sure that we stick to it. Book a free strategy call with me. Link is in the description. Click down below. No pressure, just clarity on what your future goals look like. Let's build that roadmap to the stage to ensure that you get in absolutely amazing shape and bring your best to stage. Any questions, please shoot me a message on Instagram at NickHannahFit or comment in the comments down below. Looking forward to working with you and bringing your best to stage.